Hello and welcome back to Bravo Bricks. Today we're going to be looking at the LEGO City 8 Plus Construction Excavator. I picked this set up on sale for $35. Usually it retails for about $45. And it has got a plethora of play features that we're going to take a look at in just a little bit. As you can see on the box, it does come with 3 minifigures and some extra pieces that the construction equipment is going to move around for you. So let's take a look first at the instructions. Nothing crazy here. It is incredibly straightforward. It's a LEGO City set. There's no surprises here. You get exactly what you're paying for. Now with the minifigures, we've got some interesting torsos that I particularly like. Starting off first here with the lady. She has a printed torso and unprinted legs. Her accessory of choice is a walkie-talkie. And this minifigure is interesting because she comes with a printed cochlear implant. So she is a deaf minifigure, probably because she's working on a construction site. And unlike her neighbor, she's not wearing hearing protection. Now this one comes with a nice printed torso as well as leg printing, and he has got a jackhammer as his accessory of choice. And he's got a beautiful mustache. And finally, we've got the OSHA inspector, who has got an unfortunately timed ice blueprint. Yeah, no comment on that one. But he is not going to be doing the physical labor. He is there probably as a manager to do the work. It does come with a couple, what would you call these? Barriers, couple construction barriers so that people don't wander onto the site, fall into a hole, and die a terrible, painful, bloody death. Those are nice, but next we've got a pile of random pieces. Now you might be asking yourself, why would a set like this come with a pile of random pieces? Well, it's because the excavator has got to scoop something. So we're assuming that maybe the excavator is clearing out the rubble from a building that was torn down before, and now they're getting ready to put in something new. Now here is the beautiful granddaddy of them all. Holy moly. I don't think that the video is really doing it justice, but this excavator is quite large. It is more than 8 studs wide, and it's quite tall as well. I'm going to do a size comparison later on in the video. But this excavator, this construction excavator, is colored just like the cat brand in the United States. And rather than a cat logo or any kind of recognizable logo on it, we've got the LEGO City Construction logo, which I believe was changed last year and is now just an elephant head, which I'm a huge fan of because elephants are my favorite animal. All around the back, there are a couple stickers here and there. I don't really mind when stickers are on LEGO City sets, especially when they're so small and contained. It doesn't really demand a whole lot of printed pieces, though it is worth mentioning that the barriers shown earlier were printed elements, and that is not a sticker. Now, in the cab, we've got lots of interesting features that we are going to take a look at in a little bit, but what I want to look at first is a couple of the play features that come along with the set. Now, the first play feature we're going to take a lovely look at is this scoop here, which you can either use to scoop ice cream, dirt, steel, or any other random construction materials you may find on the job site. It does swivel back and forth, and it does have a hydraulic piece that is good enough to hold the bucket. However, there's another hydraulic piece we're going to look at later that does not hold up so well. Another hydraulic element is used up here at the top of the arm. This is used to move the entire bottom half of the arm that also controls the bucket. It's got a lot of blue pins hanging out of it. It's not gorgeous, but it's also a city set, so you get what you pay for. It's not supposed to be a hyper-realistic model that you spend hundreds of dollars on and you put on a shelf. So this part of the bucket and this part of the arm, I think, look really well done. And the next part we're going to look at, I also think looks very well done. However, this is where the hydraulic pieces start to become an issue. Now, I'm not sure if it's because of the temperature of the room I'm in or what it is, but the hydraulic arm is not held up very high for a long amount of time. Yes, we have a sticker here, and the sticker doesn't exactly match the rest of the colors, so there's a little bit of discrepancy between the sticker sheet color and the piece color that it's meant to mimic. Now, it doesn't really show up too well in the video, but over time, the arm does kind of sink down as if there's too much weight being pushed up against it. So again, it's not super visible right now, and it is a slow mechanism, but where I'm worried at for this set is this is all happening pretty soon after the set is built. And it's a brand new set that was opened from the box. It's not used or anything like that. And it's already sinking. So that might be a slight concern. Now the bottom chains and the bottom tread on this are a lot to build. I mean, it's a lot of little pieces connecting, but the end product is definitely worth it because you can move it up against different surfaces. There is a non-visible wheel that's on the inside of this that's also kind of pushing the tread down onto the table, so it really allows that to get some nice movement here and there. It is a little bit loose, but I would imagine that that's because if you have it any tighter than it is, that it's not going to rotate nearly as well as it does. Now you can push this up against studs, but it's also rolling here on this flat fake wood table, so it's great for a play feature, and it also looks pretty good. I think it looks relatively realistic. Around the backside, we do have some lights, and we've got another sticker. The black sticker against the black piece blends in really nicely. There's no color discrepancy there, so I am appreciative of that. The back panel, as well as the panels around the side, latch on with studs not on top technique, and overall, I think it gives it a very beefy, full of power, full of Hirschpers feel. So I am quite happy with the way that that looks. There is another hazard sticker here off on the back side, but again, the stickers are really not an issue here in this set. Now the next thing I want to take a quick look at is the inside of the cab. Now the inside of the cab luckily is decked out with as much as any minifigure is going to need. So there's enough spot for a figure to sit, although it is worth mentioning that the accessory in the hand will have to be taken out of the figure's hand. You've got a couple buttons that's meant to mimic the controls inside of the construction excavator, and that's all fine and dandy. And the cabin kind of comes with this windscreen that has a roll cage attached to it. Now the roll cage is meant for protection, but those do swivel up and down. It's not a play feature, but it is a nice way to get those in place while hanging really snug to the windshield. So good on Lego for that. Another play feature that I would say this is a play feature is the engine in the back. You can take it out, you can work on it, you can slot it back in and pretend like you've done some maintenance. I don't know how much an oil change on an excavator is, but I would imagine it's a little bit more than my city economical car. Now the engine that it comes with is quite small, but it is detailed enough for me to look at it and say, oh yeah, that's an engine for sure. So good on Lego for including an engine and even including a play feature with that latch opening up. We do have an exhaust port right next to it, and that's meant to blow all of the exhaust fumes inside the engine bay outside. Now this Lego set is incredibly configurable. No, it's not super camera friendly on this particular side, but that's just because of the anti-studs, and if that bothers you, just flip it around to the other side. What I do appreciate is all of the little details that they included in this Lego City set. Now, one small detail I'm going to point out is the steps or the stairs that are leading up into the cabin. They are on both sides, so that if you have the main part of the excavator swiveled one side or the other, you can kind of make sure that you're going up the stairs in the right spot. This piece up here that I'm touching with my thumb, I thought that maybe it would be used to control the arm as maybe a play feature, but no, that is just meant to hold the arm in place. It has no other purpose outside of structural. It does kind of look like a switch though, so maybe a little deceptive. I want my money back. Just kidding, of course, the credit card bill has long been paid. One thing I do want to point out are these rubber elements stretching all the way up the last part of the arm before it connects into the cab area. It's really not structural at all. I don't think they have any sort of physical purpose, but I do think they look good. It looks like some wiring that's kind of been routed up and over to control the mechanical functions of the bucket. I don't know if it's, maybe it's functional. I don't know. I'm not a construction vehicle expert, but I think they look really good nonetheless. This excavator as a whole for $35 on sale, fantastic deal. Fantastic deal. Now, one thing I do want to point out is the sheer size of this. I have no idea about scale, whether it's realistic or it's just play feature. To my untrained construction eyes, this next to a normal sized Lego City style building, I think it looks pretty good. I love construction vehicles for one big reason when it comes to Lego City. When I was a young wee lad and I would ask for a Lego City set for Christmas, I would set up all of my construction vehicles into the spot on my Lego table that I wanted to put the new set at. So let's say I asked my mom for a harbor set, this harbor set in particular on the screen. What I used to do is I would put all of my construction vehicles and I'd create an entire construction zone around the part of the city where that harbor was going to go. And to me, that was the most exciting part of having the construction vehicles, was kind of imagining that they were working on something new coming to town. So they will always have a little special place in my heart of hearts. This set in general is very good looking, in my opinion. It's kind of been in the radar of sets I want for a little while now, but it's in the category of if it goes on deep discount or sale. I didn't want to pay full $45 for this set, even though for 633 pieces, it would be well under the typical 10 cents per piece ratio. It's just not something that, I was really pining to have in my collection at the time of release. But now that I've got it on sale and I've got it in hand, I cannot understate how great I think this set is. The 3 minifigures that it comes with, great. I don't know that another figure would have really added a whole lot to the set. Do I recommend this to everybody? Absolutely. Do you have somebody in your life that is just so miserable in their day-to-day life that you think a Lego construction vehicle is going to improve their lives greatly? Well, boy, do I have a wonderful set for them. It's this Lego City construction excavator, and that's all there is to it. Thank you so much for watching Bravo Bricks. I'll see you next set. Bye-bye.